I'm Amy Cherry. State Senator Travis Hudson and State Rep Paul Renner will be in Flagler County today. They're attending the annual legislative delegation meeting at Palm Coast City Hall. Among their top priorities this legislative session will be securing a second Flagler County judge. Right now, Judge Melissa Moore Stens is overworked. As the lone judge in the county, she has a higher workload than any judge in the state, according to reports. Flagler County was slated to receive a second judge last year, but the funding was among the vetoes made by Governor Rick Scott in June. The county is also hoping to obtain $5 million for dune restoration efforts, as well as $500,000 for a new library branch in Bunnell. Also on the wish list, $1.5 million for a new stormwater drainage system to prevent flooding in Barrier Island communities. The always controversial vacation rentals issue could also come up at the meeting. Flagler County is hoping to preserve home rule on that one. They'll also push to make texting while driving a primary traffic offense.
This portion of WNZF Local News, a service of the Daytona Beach International Airport. Fly to the Big Apple in a New York minute on JetBlue from the Daytona Beach International Airport.
Hundreds of Hurricane Irma victims have been served at the FEMA Disaster Recovery Center in the few days since it opened. The center at the Flagler County Library's Palm Coast branch will remain open through Sunday. Numbers for Thursday weren't yet available. Dozens were interviewed by county social services workers to see if they're eligible for assistance. Workers call the experience humbling and say it's heartbreaking to hear the stories of those who still need so much help more than a month after the storm. The center is open from 8 a.m. until 8 p.m. through Sunday. Aside from social services and FEMA, SNAP, the State Housing Initiative Partnership, and Flagler Volunteer Services will all be there, along with the SBA and an insurance rep who can answer questions about homeowners insurance. You can also apply for assistance online at disasterassistance.gov. Domestic violence may start behind closed doors, but it's a problem that affects entire communities. Flagler County is tackling that problem head-on with an event today. Peter Killeen reports.
It started with a June summit on domestic violence, and from that, Sheriff Rick Staley created a task force to seek answers.
Since the summit, various community members and partners have been meeting for the last 3.5 months, and on this Friday, October 20th, they will submit a report with recommendations on a community-driven solution to our domestic violence problem in Flagler County.
Staley says the county has seen 3 domestic violence-related deaths this year. Friday's event happens from 1 to 3 p.m. at the Hilton Garden Inn 55 Town Center Boulevard in Palm Coast. Staley says even in the past couple of months, some success stories have emerged.
Well, you'll have to come on Friday to find out what they are.
For Flagler's Morning News, I'm Peter Killeen.
Several stolen trailers have been recovered in Bunnell. John Arking has more.
The Flagler County Sheriff's Special Investigation Unit and Tactical Team recovered 7 stolen trailers Thursday morning on Mahogany Boulevard in Bunnell. Through investigative leads, detectives were able to identify a suspect in the rash of thefts, who then cooperated and identified the property where the stolen trailers were located. Detectives then executed a search warrant and located the trailers. Sheriff Rick Staley, who was on scene as the search was carried out, credited good investigative work by detectives and patrol deputies. He said that while charges were pending on at least one suspect, it was still an active investigation. 5 of the stolen trailers have already been returned to their owners. The remaining 2 will be returned as soon as the owners can be contacted. John Arking, Flagler's Morning News.
And now you're up to date on Flagler's Morning News. I'm Amy Cherry.